Hey Falcon fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into our Atlanta Falcons news and rumor video here on a Monday. You're probably a little bit tired. Super Bowl was yesterday. A lot of fun watching two teams that, at least here in Atlanta, we have no real rooting interest in, except for maybe for Matthew Stafford in Georgia. Regardless, hope you guys enjoy the video today. Let's jump into the latest Falcons news and rumors. You know, I'm watching the game last night. I'm looking at the pass rush of the LA Rams. I was saying, man, we got to get ourselves a pass rush that's very similar to that. And lo and behold, a couple of the players are actually going to go ahead and be free agents, most notably Von Miller. And as I'm looking at the news and rumors on the grand docket today, I found this article talking about how the Falcons could and possibly be able to go after Von Miller in free agency. And at first I went, how can the Falcons go after Von Miller in free agency? They have no money. And then I started reading the article, and it explains just how difficult it would be for Atlanta to go get one of the premier pass rushers in NFL free agency. So let's jump into all the info here on this. So, of course, Miller, it will be a free agent this year. And I just don't think he's going to re-sign with the Rams. There's talk that he could go back to Denver because he's always been a Denver guy, haven't been drafted by the Broncos, but he will be looking for a brand new team. And most likely, one final last contract coming off of a very productive year and obviously a Super Bowl winning year as well. My question, though, that I want to really kind of review to you guys today and explain how it works is how the Falcons could actually afford Von Miller, or really could the Falcons actually afford Von Miller? And the article with Fansided has a really good breakdown on this and explains that even if we really wanted him, there's only one way to go ahead and land him, and that is, of course, explained here in the quote. So I'll throw up the Fansided quote on Von Miller right now. Quote, signing Von Miller would leave Atlanta with no cap room, meaning every other position must be addressed in the draft or on a bargain deal. Miller would help fix a huge problem for Atlanta, but is it worth the cost? Not only would it end any other impactful free agent moves for Atlanta, it still leaves Atlanta without a clear answer. Miller's a great pass rusher, but bringing in one great player isn't going to fix all of Atlanta's issues when it comes to the defensive line and their lack of pass rush. Totally agree. Like, I have nothing against Von Miller. Von Miller is fantastic. If you were to take Von Miller and put him on the Falcons, they would instantly get better. But as the article just explained, you cannot go ahead and sign Von Miller and then also hope to sign anybody else. Think about Cordarrelle Patterson, for instance. There's no way they could afford Von Miller and Cordarrelle Patterson as well. Now, mathematically, if they were to go ahead and let go of Grady Jarrett or trade away Grady Jarrett, they would have enough money to go ahead and sign Miller. Then you create the same problem that you've had with Grady Jarrett there, where one good player is double-teamed the entire time, and essentially you have no ability to go ahead and get actual pressure on the quarterback. And this extends to all the different free agent pass rushers. There are some good ones in free agency, and I get DM'd a lot on Twitter. Thomas, what about this guy? What about that guy? Well, the four best players in free agency at the pass rush position are on your screen right now. All of them cost as much or maybe a little bit less than Von Miller. Like, Chandler Jones is a beast. He's going to cost way too much money. Not even a question or an option there. Obviously, Von Miller in the same exact boat. Way too expensive. You can't afford him. Jadeveon Clowney maybe on a cheap one-year deal because he's coming off another injury. Although, do you really think Clowney can be healthy the entire season? I don't. And then I guess you throw in Randy Gregory there at number 4. The main point, the main focus for the start of this video is that there are big-name free agents at the defensive end position, and I'd love to have them, but you just can't afford them. And so the one way to fix the defensive line depth chart you see on your screen right now is to build through the draft, which is why I've said so many times, time and time again, that you 100% have to go out and get a pass rusher in the draft. I think number 8 overall in the first round is your place to go ahead and start building. That way you can have some talent, because those guys obviously coming in the draft are talented, but they're on very cheap rookie deals that you can actually afford, and that's the key focus and key feature to start today's video. Miller, Jones, Clowney, Gregory, the odds of the Falcons getting any sort of big-name pass rusher in free agency are slim to none. Would you spend all your money on free agency on Miller? Like, I mean, technically you could. You could spend all of it. You could technically get him, as I just explained. But would you actually want to do it? If you would, type Y down below for yes. If you would not, go ahead and type N down below for no. Now, of course, today is Valentine's Day if you're watching this on February 14th. And so hopefully you already got your special someone a gift. But if you didn't, I'm going to help you out, right? These chat sports, the hats right now are on sale right now, only $22. They are on sale at chatsports.com/Falcons hats. So you could order this right now. It'll be here most likely later on this week, and you just tell your significant other tonight at dinner, I got you another gift, but, you know, the supply chain shortage caused it to be a little bit late, aka you were a little bit late in ordering it. But it is on sale right now. Great gift for both guys and girls. Only $22. Link down below in the description box, chatsports.com/Falcons hat. Order today. Thank me later, the way you actually get that somebody, a special somebody in your life, an actual gift. All right, so I'm reading this other article here, talking about the backup quarterback position in Atlanta, and there was a whole list of 5 in terms of the 5 best backup quarterback options to sit behind Matt Ryan and provide the ability, in case Matt Ryan were to get hurt, to come in and actually win some football games. So I was scrolling through the article, and the 5 players they revealed are fascinating to me, and I want to break down each one of them here on the Blog and Dirty website here. We'll start with number 1 and go all the way down to 5. First one is Joe Flacco. Now, you think Joe Flacco and you think, okay, that's not a bad idea. too old, and I just don't think they need a veteran quarterback to back up Matt Ryan. Like, that makes no sense. What you need is a young quarterback who Matt Ryan can go ahead and learn and build behind him. Flacco is going to sign with somebody who has a young quarterback and he can mentor them going forward. Flacco doesn't make sense. What about Geno Smith? Remember last time we saw Geno Smith? He was starting a couple of games this year for the Seattle Seahawks when Russell Wilson's thumb injury went and caused him to miss a couple of games. Not a bad player. Think back to being drafted by the Jets and, of course, not working out well because no one works out well when they get drafted by the New York Jets. Smith's not a bad option. I just think he's going to want to push to start, and there's obviously no chance for him to start in Atlanta. And whether he's a quality starter or not, I don't think so, but still, he's going to try to get there. And so if I'm Smith, I wouldn't go to Atlanta. I'd go somewhere else. They also threw in Ryan Fitzpatrick on this Blog and Dirty top 5 backup quarterbacks to sign. He didn't even play last year. I remember in the Buffalo game in the playoffs, he was like in the stands without a shirt. No, they're not. Again, you don't need an old veteran quarterback if you're Atlanta. Fitzpatrick makes no sense. Now, the next player on this list, as you see, Mitchell Trubisky, makes a ton of sense. This is the one player on the list of 5 who I think Trubisky could be a very interesting backup option. 1, because he's still young. 2, because he's the number 2 overall draft pick a couple of years ago. And 3, the progression that he made under Brian Daboll and behind Josh Allen as a backup quarterback, I think has not been known yet. I think he actually became a pretty good player, better than when he was the Bears, made a couple of playoff games, by the way, and is ready to go ahead and assume a starting position. I think somebody's going to gamble on Mitch Trubisky, give him a decent contract, and go ahead and bring him in to compete for a starting job. Now, I'd like that in Atlanta. I think Trubisky, one more year behind Matt Ryan, maybe could grow into becoming the starting quarterback. I don't know, but the odds, again, of them giving big-time free agent money to Mitchell Trubisky, who will command at least a decent amount of money as a quarterback, just doesn't make a ton of sense to me, so he's moving from the list as well. Final player on this list is Teddy Bridgewater. Again, like, what do you want out of Teddy Bridgewater? Just as a backup in case Matt Ryan gets hurt? Like, again, I think the Falcons need to get a backup who can actually be potential starting quarterback in the future, not somebody who's just going to sit there and hold a clipboard and do virtually nothing for the Falcons from an offensive perspective. Like, the whole point of bringing this to you guys is that the article didn't make a lot of sense. Like, these 5 quarterbacks the Falcons should sign right now. No, the Falcons should draft Matt Ryan's backup. Like, it's very clear to me. The Falcons should draft Matt Ryan's backup. Now, that doesn't mean you spend your first-round draft pick or even your second-round draft pick or even your third-round draft pick on Matt Ryan's replacement, but at some point in the 2022 NFL draft, I want the Falcons to go ahead and get a backup quarterback. Someone who is raw, someone who has the talent but maybe not the skill to play the NFL quarterback position just yet, someone who can learn under Arthur Smith, learn behind Matt Ryan, and eventually, 1, 2, 3 years from now, push maybe to take over the starting role if Matt Ryan leaves or retires in just a couple of years because he is getting up there in age. So these articles are fun. Obviously, we're in the offseason right now, but the 5 quarterbacks that they list make no sense. I would draft Matt Ryan's backup instead of signing him. What would you guys rather do? Would you rather draft or sign Matt Ryan's backup? Type D down below for draft, or if you want to sign him, maybe you want to, go ahead and type S down below for sign. Now, before getting into our final bit of news here on our Falcons News and Rumor video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as we are just heading straight towards free agency. Literally, a month from today, we will begin able to sign free agents. Like, NFL free agency period for 2022 begins. We'll have full coverage here leading up to it and beyond, obviously, to the NFL draft as well on Atlanta Falcons Today. So if you like the channel, like the Falcons, go down below and hit that red subscribe button. I want to finish with this quote by Arthur Smith on a local Atlanta sports radio station when asked about Cordarrelle Patterson. The wooing of the two seems to be growing, hot and heavy here on a Valentine's Day, and I think we're going to be getting close to them signing a future deal for Patterson once free agency starts. Here was Smith on Patterson the other day, quote, "From our standpoint, we'd love to have Patterson back. We saw the same thing you saw on the field. I think this is a very talented player, a very talented athlete. This is a good example of when a coach understands the scheme, which he does. Coach Smith, he takes an athlete like this and can use him in a variety of ways. I think you see that kind of production that he can have," end quote. So not only is Patterson, throwing up stuff on his Twitter account, on his Instagram account, showing how much he wants to stay in Atlanta, Arthur Smith is kind of echoing those same terms there. And I think right now we're heading towards a place where the Falcons can get Patterson on a pretty team-friendly deal, which would free up some very limited cap space and to go ahead and putting it into other players as well to get Patterson plus a free agent cornerback, or Patterson plus a free agent offensive lineman, or a running back, or a wide receiver, who knows. It seems like a good overall pairing of the two that will get done. We get started the new league year in less than a month, or really right about a month. You guys want Patterson back in the ATL? Type 84, his number, 84 down below in the comment section. I know most of us do, as he was the most dynamic offensive weapon for the Falcons this past season, and hopefully he can recreate that in year 2 in the ATL. All right, ultimately today on our Atlanta Falcons News and Rumor video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Again, plenty of great content coming up the next couple of days and weeks, including a mailbag video later on this weekend. Get your questions in right now. Hashtag Falcons down below in the comment section was your chance, if you're a subscriber, to be a part of our mailbag video. For Atlanta Falcons Today, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off for the rest of your day.